All right, thank you, Frank. 6:30 on Breakfast Television. The flooding in Quebec turns deadly. Here's the latest from Mel in the newsroom. Mel?
All right, thank you very much, Kev. Flooding in Quebec, claiming the life of one man and his 2-year-old stepdaughter remains missing. The body of 37-year-old Mike Gagnon was recovered last night from the St. Anne River in Quebec's Gaspé Peninsula. Excuse me, a day after his car swerved into the water. Wife was able to swim to safety, but a search continues for her 2-year-old daughter. The floodwaters in Quebec are expected to peak either today or tomorrow. The Quebec government has pledged to donate $500,000 to the Red Cross to help those affected by the flooding. Almost 150 municipalities have been flooded. More than 1,500 people have been forced from their homes. And here in Ontario, Minden remaining under a state of emergency because of all the flooding. The Gull River has burst its banks and may still be a day or so before the water crests. While water levels were continuing to rise yesterday, the rate of the increase is slowing. Almost 40,000 sandbags have been distributed to help homeowners deal with the emergency. On the positive side, there is no rain in the forecast until at least the weekend. Peel Regional Police to provide an update this morning after making a number of arrests in 3 separate homicide investigations. The Chief of Police will be speaking with media at around 10 this morning, announcing 4 arrests. A 19-year-old shot and killed outside of a Brampton motel in February. Another 19-year-old shot and killed outside a business in Mississauga last month. And a 49-year-old woman found dead in the driveway of her Mississauga home back in March. All cases are unrelated. We'll have more on this coverage throughout the day on citynews.ca as well as on 680 News. Well, tennis pro Eugenie Bouchard going head-to-head with Maria Sharapova just a week after the Canadian athlete blasted the Grand Slam champ for being a cheater. Remember this?
She's a cheater, and so to me, unfair to all the other players who, do it the right way and are true. So, yeah, I think from the WTA it sends the wrong message to young kids. Cheat and we'll welcome you back with open arms. So I don't think that's right, and definitely not someone I can say I look up to anymore.
Now, that was Bouchard last week calling out Sharapova, who was given a 15-month suspension following a positive drug test. Last night, the two met in the second round of the Madrid Open, and Bouchard beat Sharapova in 3 sets. Afterward, the Montreal native threw some more shade.
I definitely had some extra motivation going into today. Obviously, I had never beaten her before. I was actually quite inspired before the match because I had a lot of players coming up to me privately, wishing me good luck. Players I don't normally speak to, and getting a lot of texts from people in the tennis world that were just rooting for me. I think she's been playing really well in her so-called comeback, if you want to call it that.
Do you still believe that she don't have to compete?
Still have the same opinion as I had when I got asked that question before. So.
Bouchard will go on to play Angelique Kerber in the next round. All right, if you've Googled anything today, you might have noticed the Google Doodle, say that 10 times fast today, celebrating the birthday of Ferdinand Monnoyer, the ophthalmologist who introduced the diopter chart for testing eyesight. Today, marking the 181st birthday of Monnoyer, and Google marking the occasion with blinking eyes and the chart that he invented more than a century ago. The diopter evaluates visual clarity by measuring the distance you'd have to be able to read that text. If you look closely, his name's actually in the chart. Reading up on the left side is Monnoyer, and on the right side is Ferdinand. Clever. All right.